Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I will be showing you how we created this lovely shelf for my plants. So I am standing in the sunroom, and usually my plants were all on the floor next to the window, which was nice because they were getting sunlight, but it just looked really messy, and I knew I wanted a shelf where I can store all of my plants. So I looked up some ideas on Pinterest and online, and I really liked how people were doing these shelves out of these pipes. I'm not exactly sure how they're called. So my husband and I measured it out, decided on how wide we can do the shelves and how many shelves we wanted to put in, and then we headed to Lowe's. You could probably go to your hardware store, whatever's closest to you, and we picked up the supplies we needed. I will try to link down below all of the supplies that we ended up using. If you'd like to see how we created these shelves, then just keep on watching. Before we left to the store to pick up the piece of wood, we decided how wide we wanted the shelves and how many we needed. So my husband here is measuring them out and cutting it up. If you don't have a saw at home, they could always cut it for you at the hardware store. We decided we were going to do 3 shelves, and I believe they were 32 inches wide. Next, I went through and sanded down all the pieces of wood, all of the edges, just making sure there weren't any rough edges or splinters sticking out. I then took a rag and just wiped them down, just getting rid of all the extra dust that was on them. I took some paper and covered that bench right there just so I wouldn't get any stain on it. If you're doing this on the floor, you could put the paper on the floor. This is the stain I ended up using. This is what we used to do the beam inside of our home, so I just used whatever was left over. I dipped a rag into the stain and just started wiping it on there. If you like, you could apply it with a brush and then wipe it off with the rag, but it was just easier for me to do it this way. And I recommend wearing gloves when you're doing this because stain doesn't really wash off of your fingers, especially after it dries. I didn't have any rubber gloves at home, so I used my gardening gloves, which didn't really work out because it soaked through, but it was better than nothing. Also, stain is very easy to work with. If you feel like you put too much on there, you can just wipe it off with the rag, or you could add more to make it darker. So I just went through and applied this on all the edges. If you would like, you can wait for the other side to dry, but I was impatient, so I just did all of the sides and then left it to dry for a little bit. If you want more of a rusticy look to your boards, you can beat them up a little bit. That's what we did to the beam inside of our home. We just took a hammer, some scrapers, and just got our anger out on the boards. And then when you stain it, it really brings out all of the texture on the board. I also recommend that you do long strokes back and forth. As you can see, I did work in sections, but towards the end, I went over the board from one side to the other so that I wouldn't leave any streaks. This is what the boards looked like after the first coat, and I just let them dry there for a little bit before I applied the second coat. You can leave it like this, but I did want a little bit of a darker look just because the floors in the sunroom are a little bit darker. So then I went ahead and applied the second coat to all of the boards. These are all the supplies I needed to hold the boards up. These, I believe, are 3/4 inch thick. They do have some that are 1/2 inch, but I did want the little bit thicker ones. So we needed 6 of each just because we had 3 shelves and 2 to hold up each shelf, and I bought these at Lowe's. I will leave the exact ones that we got linked below, and then I just went ahead and screwed them all together. This way they are ready to get screwed into the wall. Then we were deciding exactly how high we wanted them, and my husband measured it all out and hung them all up for me. Then we put down the shelves and they looked amazing. So here we were deciding on how low we wanted the other shelves to go. I wanted to make sure all of my plants fit on there. Some are taller, some are shorter. So again, depending on what you were putting on your shelves, decide on how high or low you want them to go. I get so excited seeing what the end result would look like because you always have a vision in your mind, or you see Pinterest pictures and you're hoping it turns out, and it did turn out exactly how I pictured it. So this is what they look like at the end. As you can tell on the left, we still need to add some trim, but we need to change our sliding door. And this is what it looked like with my plants. I did rearrange them a little bit later, but I love how it came out. And it did end up matching the floor pretty well. I love how everything came out. The shelves are perfect. I still have room to add more plants. This is just what I had so far, so I kind of rearranged them. These can be used for anything. People will use them in their kitchen as like floating shelves. I mean, you could put them in a bedroom. Whatever you decide to use them for, it's a great idea and a really easy DIY. It really didn't take me long. I didn't need that many tools. It came out looking great and a perfect option for storage. All of my plants fit on here perfectly. I have room for more and it looks great. It matches the floors in our sunroom, and I just think it's a perfect spot to put these shelves. If you decide to make these shelves, let me know. I'd love to see a picture, see how they came out. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified on the next video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.